Well, you should have. In that case, I would have made a joke, but never mind.
Not a big deal. Well, enough about food. We're going to get on into this game, guys. In the bottom right-hand corner of GSL Ohana, we do have the blue Terran, iznobest. His opponent in the top left-hand corner, already famous here in the Dutch Starcraft League, the orange Protoss. He is Mobywan, playing for Team KS. What was that again?
Knights Gaming.
Knights Gaming. KS Knights Gaming. So Protoss versus Terran here on Ohana. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Mobywan, by the way, is one of the better-known Dutch Protoss players.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly had to have been to win that contest, right? No, of course, you guys don't need to be super well-known in order to win that contest. Just make sure to go over there and post on the forums. You might be able to get your own bag of Zerglings. But Mobywan, I mean, he's had some previous success online in LANs.
Yeah. Some Dutch lands. He's got some successes. I wouldn't necessarily say he's consistently placing in top three, but he's always able to take some games of good players and just do well. You know, he's not an average player. He's above average. He's just doing well. But I think the time for him to shine still has to come.
Yeah, and well, something like this, an event that is relatively not really region restricted, but certainly you're not going to have super top tier Koreans playing in it, and even super top tier foreigners, I mean, from countries outside of the Netherlands, not necessarily going to be playing in it. And as a result, you have your opportunity to shine here, and Mobywan already getting a fair amount of the spotlight. There's an engineering bay block here on the gas in the Protoss base.
That's really funny.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's yeah. I mean, yes, it's beautiful, but it's not doing as much as he would have liked. I think.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you'll do this actually in Zerg versus Zerg. I'm sure you've seen it, where you'll drop an evolution chamber right before the
Yep.
Zerg starts mining, and just essentially doing the same thing. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, and as soon as you can get your queen out in Zerg versus Zerg, you just start pounding on it, maybe the first 2 or 4 lings, something like that. But just delays your timings a little bit, delays your gas timings for sure. And as a Zealot comes out, going to be about 10 swipes, and we'll bring that down. On the other side, the Protoss player managed to sneak a probe in, has full read on what Terran's doing.
Yeah. What our Terran exactly is doing is just going for one Rex expand, just like we had before, and our Protoss is just he's taking double gas already, so it's a pretty gas heavy opening right now. So we can see all sorts of things. We cannot definitely say yet he's going for economy or aggressive. He can do both actually, but he does have both gas, so he's definitely gonna invest some of it, and I'm quite interested to see what it is.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see if this was his plan all along, was to go for that double gas, or perhaps the double gas might have even been a response needing to recuperate on some of the gas that he lost from that engineering bay block. But for right now, I mean, like you said, one Rax expand gets the offensive bunker out here, well, at least the forward bunker, to try to defend himself from any kind of early pressure, which is on the way. Zealot meets up with Stalker, and they're going to try to poke up here.
Yeah, and also we can see in the Protoss base that he's going for robotics and the Twilight Council.
Ooh, interesting. Gonna go for Robo and Twilight. And you know what that means. Most likely gonna be Blink Stalker play with an Observer.
An Observer.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely what it's gonna be. And he's saving up Chrono Boost, so he definitely has this strategy under control. And I'm sure that he has the gas for Blink as well. So everything is going according to plan. If I look at it from this perspective over here.
Our Terran player, though, he's ramping up his production, going up to a total of 5 barracks right now. The first 2 barracks maybe a little bit late, and you will notice no gases. So going 5 naked Rax Marines right now.
Yep. And I think that this may be even a pretty nice counter to what our Protoss is doing.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Certainly not going to be a bad one. I mean, if you're able to just have that sheer number of Marines, their DPS output is going to be very, very high. Needs to make sure not to get them caught out on the map, though. The mobility of these Stalkers will pick apart small numbers of Marines, like the 6 that he's now entering on the map. He does see.
Yeah.
I don't think he
and
saw
of course
an
that's
observer.
true. But I just feel like if the Terran plays this well, he's gonna have such a nice Marine production. Like the Protoss doesn't want the Terran to have so many units already. You know, his build is based on the fact that after an expansion he's gonna have the army advantage. But instead, our Terran already is 5 barracks. So I think the Protoss is in for a surprise here.
He is indeed, as warp gates are going to be coming out, and we see the offensive pylon already being put out there. The Observer did not see all of these barracks. The Observer stopped short of seeing the second round of 5 barracks here, and that's unfortunate, as our Terran now starting to take gas, only taking 1 gas though. But look at this. He sees right there, and there's the blink on up into the main base. Stalker's going to be able to come in and immediately get on over there. He sees all the Marines going to be coming up. Now SCV's being pulled as well. Stalker's going to be having to blink back. There's some good blinks. Oh no, some bad blinks actually. 2 Stalkers left on the high ground. They are killed down in Mobywan. Some big crucial mistake losing 2 Stalkers like that.
And also look at his mineral count. He just warped in 4 Stalkers and he still has 300 minerals. So that means his macro wasn't exactly up to par as well. And now he's trying to attack again. But I think our Terran is just going to hold here quite easily.
Yeah, so many Marines. The SCV is going to get in there and try to buffer. And Mobywan sitting on 1 base right now could be in some serious trouble.
Yeah, definitely. And his Stalkers are like the half of them are half health. He can blink up. But the Terran has so many Marines. He's just going to kill Stalkers. He's just going to scan for... He's trying to kill the Observer, which is not successful, but it doesn't matter because he's going to kill all the opportunity the Protoss has to be aggressive. And now the Terran is in a fantastic position. He's even going to lift the command center back up into his main base because he's scared, but I'm not even sure if he has to.
Oh, he certainly doesn't have to, but he is playing very, very safe right now. Front door now being knocked on here by Mobywan. Oh, Observer barely escapes. Supply depot starting to burn down, will explode, and we see that Mobywan's feeling a little behind. He's going Dark Shrine.
That's what you said yesterday as well, I believe. No, but I mean, even though Mobywan made some mistakes, I'm not really that negative about his position right now. I mean, he's making his own expansion. He still has an army size. Okay, he just lost his Observer. That's a bad thing.
It's the end of that aggression is what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely not like Mobywan is out of the game or something. I think if he uses the Dark Templar well, or even has the element of surprise, he can do a lot of damage.
I actually think that our Terran player giving up the low ground with these Dark Templar now, that Mobywan's going to be able to actually take a lead. Just because the Nexus is already down, as long as he's able to defend any drops that might come in and maintain map control, I feel that our Protoss player is actually taking a lead by forcing that command center back into the main. Worker count now actually back in Mobywan's favor. He started chrono boosting out a lot of those probes. He's going to be able to put those workers to use now. As he is poking up here, needs to be very careful with these Stalkers.
Yeah, I would still definitely say that Mobywan now is ahead, even though it may be not that much. But like you said, the Terran player just gave up the low ground and now has to face the consequences, which is mining off of 1 base. And because he has 2 command centers mining with the mules, yeah, the minerals are running low quite fast already. And now he wants to try to put his command center down back to the natural base. But I'm not sure if... Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to succeed, but he lost so much mining time during the last few minutes.
Yeah, he certainly did. And like you said, he's going to be mined out of that main base. As DTs are warped in right here. Going to get to work onto the Tech Lab with Stim. And indeed, that Tech Lab will go down. The rest of the DTs actually doing a good job of splitting up a little bit here. Going to work on the other ones as concussive shells might go down. And in the end, oh no, there's still 2 DTs left. Both of them were able to get a good split right there. Stalker's pressuring the front door as well. And Mobywan just out multitasking his opponent. Gonna get to work on a lot of these SCVs once more. And just racking up the kills. There's the missile turret though. So these DTs will go down here momentarily. And
yeah, but look at the worker skill tab. He's killed 19 workers already. And now the difference is suddenly 20 workers difference. So Mobywan has really put himself back into this game, and we can even say that his lead is getting pretty substantial by now.
Oh yeah, getting very substantial. Down on supply, but using the superior mobility of his Stalkers, doing a great job in that respect. And back at home, he started to augment his tech. He's getting up to 7 gateways now. He started charge, plus 1/1, and could be going into a charged out Archon type build.
Yeah. And I think by the time he gets that tech up, he can just do a timing attack and take the game right here. He's also double forging, upgrading. His economy is looking really nice. I think he can even safely take a third base right now if he wanted to. I don't think he's going to, but I think he could if he wanted. I have to say though, the Terran doesn't have medavacs. If he did, I think this attack could be really powerful. Although, of course, Mobywan just cancelled the stim pack, so it's not finished.
Yeah, I think that
I can't imagine. He shouldn't go up here.
Yeah, he can't do that. He cannot do that. There's simply way too many stalkers, and the sentries are going to be able to section off units and just massacre them.
I think at this point, maybe even the safest choice for Mobywan is simply really just to take a third and play passively. Like he's in front right now so much. The Terran cannot even engage at the moment. Just take a third base, macro up, upgrade like he's doing right now. He's using all of his chrono boost on his forge. That's always a sign of confidence from the Protoss perspective. Yeah, he's just looking in a really fantastic position right now.
Yeah, he is, and I really do need to point this out right here. No upgrades right now from iznobest. 0 upgrades.
Yeah.
And he's getting his factory down at 16 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Not going to have those medevacs, not going to be able to get those out, not going to be able to get Vikings if there's a transition to Colossi relatively soon. I mean, it's looking real rough, and Mobywan takes that third, but he's still going to continue to put pressure on his opponent, wants to make sure that his opponent does not feel safe to make his way out onto the map.
Yeah, and it's a good decision because he, to be plain simple, he can. You know, he doesn't have to worry about a flank or a backstab. He has the army to do this. Although I have to say that if they would have a battle right now, the Terran could gain the upper hand. But as you mentioned, he doesn't have any upgrades at the moment. So still the choice for Mobywan to just wait out until the battle actually comes is still better than doing it right now, even though he could.
Oh, he might be going in right here, and there's some force fields going to go down, a big stim up, and not going to be able to actually get in there. Well, now he's pressing forward. Terran player actually going to start massacring a lot of these units, but there's just too much mobility. The reinforcements instantly off to the sides, and the Zealot's going to be able to get in there. Mobywan taking a 40 supply lead over our Terran player. Going to start to pressure up this ramp, but the stimmed up unit's going to try to come down once more. They're so deep in the red. One shot from the Zarkons, and this should be it. iznobest going to have to tap out here. Even DT's joining their way into the party. And
just 2-2 is going to finish, and we see a GG.